Hey, what's up guys, Massive Club Skid. Today I'm going to be doing a review for Hugard's Magic Manual. Maxwell, this video is for you. For anyone watching that isn't Maxwell, this is, you can check him out. He has some really cool stuff. Maxwell's Magic Review is his channel. You can check it out right here. And yeah, he asked for a review of this book, and hopefully I'll do this justice. As you can see, I've gotten quite a few tabs. Actually, you probably can't see this too well, but there's quite a couple of tabs in there. I've tabbed like the Excelsior billiard ball trick, right here, which is the multiplying ball is basically how it's known today. But essentially, what Maxwell wanted was primarily to go over cigarettes, cigars, and flowers. I also have another section I want to talk to you about, but those are going to be the main things. So I tabbed these as well, hopefully to make this go a little bit smoother. Alright, here we are. Cigarettes. I'm just going to kind of swivel around here so you can see the pictures better and what I'm talking about. So first of all, we talk about, there's a little forward here. And then we get into unlighted cigarettes, which I think technically would be unlit cigarettes. Whatever. Grammar Nazi, I guess. So we get into secret holds, the thumb grip, the pinch, the finger palm. There's different productions from these holds, which is really cool. This is really... I want to get into these, to this kind of manipulation, but I want to use crayons. I just need to find where, like, I put all my crayons, because, you know. Anyways, lots of different tricks here, and different, really, actually more moves than tricks, I would have to say, so you're kind of going to have to come up with those on your own, but there are some tricks. Some are pretty cool. One of this is the novel cigarette manufacturer, which is basically you take a piece of cigarette paper, you roll it up, and it basically becomes a real cigarette, which you can then smoke, you know. Pretty cool. So we have different transfers, vanishes here, we get into some gimmicks. Let's see. Oh, the phantom cigarette's an awesome trick, you know. I think Maxwell, you would love this trick, it's really cool. You basically go through all the motions of like rolling a cigarette up and, you know, making it, and you put it in your mouth, and then you take a match and like strike it on your shoe, and then you like bring it up to your mouth, and there's actually a cigarette. Very, very cool. Very cool trick. You know, it kind of sucks that I am unable to use all of these, because that's where really the strength in this book is. Pretty beefy section on the cigarettes. Lots of pictures. As for cigars, there's not as many pages. I think there's only about 5 pages around here. Let's see, this is 1 full page. This is 2, 3, 4, and that's it actually. Only 4 full pages. You know, which you could technically use a lot of the moves used in the cigarettes, and you know, these are just some kind of specific things. Some of these are actually previously mentioned as being used with the cigarettes, but just kind of slightly different handling. Here are some different vanishing methods, tricks. There's swallowing a cigar, the purse production, multiplication of cigars, which is a very cool trick even today, if you want to learn that. Here we are, thimbles. We're going to go ahead to flowers, because that's another thing that Maxwell asked about. So we get into lots of different... I'm not going to show you a whole lot of pictures on this, because it's pretty blatantly obvious what's going on if I show the pictures, which means they're good pictures. But birth of flowers, it shows you real flowers, feather flowers, and spring flowers. You can use all of those. They're all explained in here. I haven't looked over this section a whole lot, to be honest, but I have looked over it a little bit. I can say what I have seen is very cool. Not all of them are big like bouquets like you might think. For example, the one I'm looking at here is the flower from the flame of a candle, which is where you essentially take the flame of a candle and just turn it into a flower very quickly. There's a more modern way of doing that now with called the match to flower, match to rose. I don't like that one very well. I think this is a very good method and looks really awesome. Here we are with spring flowers. It's a pretty nice section, but there's not a whole lot of pictures. And you know, like I said, the pictures that are there are good, but there's not a whole lot of them. Here's a section I think you'll really enjoy. Out of the hat. Now, Maxwell, I know you wear a fedora a lot, and you've said that you use that when you perform, and I think this is a really cool section for you because it explains different things like how to produce a bowling ball and a hat, which I'm going to kind of not show you because it's another picture where everything's pretty obvious. Different ways to produce things out of your hat on tables in a street setting. There's actually a page here. The Street Magician. You know, for closer up methods. Even though we primarily do parlor, which would look just fine. The double production, which is basically this right here. We pull a rope through a hat. It's a cool trick, but it does require you to borrow a hat. This is kind of this is one of the things where the date starts being a bit of a problem. You can't really borrow this kind of hat anymore, like the bowler hat. So you could modify it to be used with a baseball cap, but that's kind of a problem, seeing as you have to, well, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's kind of a problem. You'd probably have to look into having a pre-chosen assistant. Yeah. We get into mental magic. That's about that. Pretty short and sweet. All in all, I think this is a fantastic book. I don't know if I mentioned, this is the first magic book I got, and it's been just fantastic, especially in recent times, now that I'm trying to get into stage magic. Highly recommend it. I think it's only about $10 that I bought it for. Great deal, and just a fantastic book. So that's it. Ace of Clubs Kid, and I hope you enjoyed that review.